We're going to move across. We are hearing stun grenades going off Uveka, where a number of EFF supporters are dispersing at the far ends. There's a lot of commotion there, Uveka. As you can see, lots of smoke as a number of EFF members and supporters have dispersed, but there's still quite a lot of them still here in front. So we're not sure at this stage what is going on there, but it's been made very clear that only 500 EFF supporters are allowed to go through those perimeters where they will hand in that memorandum. So we're not quite sure at this stage as to that could be the reason why the police are saying maybe they've exceeded that amount. The police, when we spoke to them earlier, they said there's well over 2,000. We're seeing a lot of people running. We're seeing a lot of people running, and the EFF leadership calling for calm. So there's quite a lot of things happening in the background. There seems to be quite a lot of commotion in the background, Uveka. As we stand here, people are still singing, but others are certainly, running away, and we're not sure at this stage as to what is going on behind us.
Ronald, if you can tell, and I know it's very difficult to tell from where you are, those who are running away, are they part of the 500 who had started walking, or are they the rest of them, the hundreds who had to be left behind, just from what you can gauge?
All right, more tear gas and more water cannons fired there in the background, people running away, Uveka. And as we are there, stun grenades going off, people scattered, the tear gas, Uveka.
All right, Ronald, just get to a safe place.
Lots of tear gas, people moving, Uveka. It's more tear gas.
All right, Ronald, you get to a safe place. You get to a safe place where you are able to chat to us and get a bit of a breather as well, because of course, we can see that the smoke, or the smoke from the tear gas, just making its way towards where you are as well. So we're seeing EFF members who are making a dash for it. We understood that there was an agreement between police and the EFF leaders at this protest that there would be 500 people now who would be allowed to make their way towards the school to hand over memorandum. Earlier, it was just 100. That's where the number was kept. They've come to some kind of compromise, 500, but there are many, many more, close to 2,000. If not more members who are actually there. So we're not quite certain what has sparked this latest round of action by police. Earlier, we knew that there was some unhappiness with the number of 100, but since that agreement, we don't know what has happened now for this to happen, because the march seemed to be moving quite peacefully towards Brackenfell High School. We're seeing the barbed wire being erected there, and just letting Ronald Masinda, our reporter on the ground, there get a bit of a breather after that the latest tear gas spill there. So we'll see if Ronald is able to chat to us now. Ronald, are you able to talk to us? Have you kind of just recovered from that? All right, it doesn't seem...
Rebecca, we're trying to recover from the tear gas. It's gone.
All right, Ronald...
We're trying to recover, Rebecca, but I'm going to try and...
Okay, it's fine.
Rebecca, if you can see us in the background, plenty of commotion, plenty of people still running around. We are seeing water cannons continuing to, drive towards the direction where we were earlier on. Where we are at the moment, we are on the perimeter, the perimeter line where the police have cordoned off that leads to the school. And many of the EFF members who were supposed to be part of this protest, who were supposed to jump over this perimeter line, have since gone in different directions.
All right, so that march, that 500 or so that I'm not sure who was counting, but that 500 or so that you were walking with and moving towards the school with, they've also completely dispersed. There's nobody's actually making their way towards the school now, Ronald. What are you seeing?
Well, at the moment, people are just scattered everywhere, Uveka. And as I speak to you, my eyes are actually burning of the tear gas, and many other people are just pouring water over their eyes, because it's quite strong. But many of the people that we are seeing here, they are making their way close to this perimeter line where the police have cordoned off. I'm going to ask my colleague Maputi to bear with me as well, because he is also suffering from the tear gas. But hopefully you can get enough picture, Uveka, with regards to what's happening here in the background. We are seeing the police in Nyala stationed, closing this area, cordoning off the area. We are still hearing stun grenades going off in the background and water cannons. So quite a number of EFF supporters are still gathered on the other side of Brackenfell, but others are moving towards the direction of the school and trying to perhaps find another way to enter the school besides the main perimeter where it was agreed that 100 members will go past here. That number, of course, has since increased to 500. The police saying that they are willing to bend the rules, but they are not going to go beyond that 500 mark. We are still going to try and get more comment as to why police had to fire tear gas, as to what provoked the police. But at this stage, people are still moving. There's still quite a number of people on the streets trying to find another way to enter the school.
All right. Well, Ronald, while we wait for some kind of clarity as to what happened here in this round of now the police having to take action, just remind us of what happened earlier this morning where we saw, everything kind of fall apart there with regard to the protest and the numbers as well. If you are able, if you have recovered enough, are you able to just describe for us earlier this morning, and maybe that will give us some idea as to what might have happened here now?
All right, I have recovered enough, Yuveka, but earlier this morning, at around 8:45 this morning, quite a number of buses, at least 6 buses arrived with a number of EFF supporters. We are seeing very visual, ugly scenes of a man. I'm not sure that we will be allowed to show it, Yuveka. A man bleeding at the moment. We're not sure how he sustained those wounds, but this is probably the first casualty that we are seeing at this stage. There is an ambulance where he's going to enter now, but we're not sure what happened.
Tayam pha kufika abantu badubula abantu besiculela abantu aba bantu bafika bafaka ibhombo nathi saphele sidompha tayam nam ndixakwe ngoba bengazange oliwa apha besoxhethizana nami
itheni landoda
landoda ifike landoda lizihambela lesiphe sitsha ibhombo ngabe befaka itiya gesi because lanto ibuhlungu lanto besingakho besisaya esikolweni besingaboni lonto le asikwazi uzofika apha siya yoba sigalela itiya gesi ngapha kuba singezi kuni ngoba sincedisane nani tayam.
Ndicela ubuza ngoku eza injury sibona uyopha inhloko ufumene njani la injury?
Hayi la injury no ukhazuke nje apha enhloko noko
uwile okanye
udutyulwe
udukele into
uthela ababullet le bullet embethe wanje
nguye yedwa one injury ngoba sibona abantu
okwangoku sibone yena okwangoku sebuye okwangoku bathi banitsa abantu.
All right, Viveka, that's where we leave it, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Well, the supporters of the EFF confirming that gentleman may have been struck by a rubber bullet. They are saying that they were actually trying to run away when the police fired those rubber bullets. That gentleman is now lying inside this ambulance where we are expecting that he will be escorted to hospital. They are saying here that the police are using unnecessary force and that they are very angry as to how things have transpired. We are seeing more barbed wire where the police are trying to cordon off that area, getting more reinforcement as well. There's quite a number of police vans coming in here at this vicinity as well, trying to make sure that this area is completely blocked, that the number does not exceed the 500 that has been allocated for the EFF.
All right, Ronald, those gentlemen that you were speaking to, just from what they've told you, are they saying that police just opened fire on them or did that for no particular reason?
Well, according to this gentleman, they didn't provoke the police to fire those rubber bullets, and that they were at all the right, in as much as all the other EFF supporters that are here, they all had the right to come in the numbers. The leadership of the EFF is starting to regather their troops close to this area. We are actually right in front of this perimeter where leading up to the school gates. So we are expecting the EFF supporters to gather here. Now we are seeing quite a number of them hitting that police vehicle. So there's certainly some ugly scenes.
So, Ronald, from what you're seeing, are they continuing to make their way now towards the school? Is that what's happening?
Well, they are dispersing, Viveka, because to our left, the water cannon with this police inhaler, they are expecting this police vehicle to fire this water cannon. So that's the reason why they are dispersed. And the police are stationed here. They've now blocked that area. But we are seeing the EFF supporters remaining defiant. They continue to regroup near this area. And it seems like this act of defiance will continue for a long time. And of course, the cut-off time for this actual protest is 2 o'clock when that memorandum is handed. And who knows what will happen beyond 2 o'clock.
All right, well, Ronald, you can't see this, but just on our screens for our viewers on the right, the little picture you're seeing in the little box there, that is what's happening outside the school at the moment. So it's relatively quiet compared to where Ronald is at the moment, but we do see that there is a bit of a makeshift vehicle there, where I'm assuming that EFF leaders are going to be addressing their supporters when they actually get there, addressing the community, waiting for somebody to come and take that memorandum from them if anybody actually does show up. But Ronald, let's get back to you now. I did see some of those protest leaders walk past you just a couple of minutes ago. Where have they gone, and what are they saying to their supporters, if anything, or are they engaging with police? What's happening there?
They continue to engage with the police, and there's quite a lot being said. I'm just going to point my mic, and hopefully we can hear some of their views.
You are now creating disorder. Then can you tell your guys that you open there so that... Okay.
Do me a favor.
Sure.
Get the people in a row together here, and I will speak to my manager.
Okay, speak to them. But you must open here. No, wait. Wait, it's not you doing fast. Go back here. Relax.
All right, Viveka, we're also hearing in the background the police making that announcement, saying that they are warning the EFF supporters to leave this area near the school. We saw that gentleman who suffered head wounds. I'm going to try and maybe get one or two comments from him just to find out to what extent has he been injured. I confirm alone. Okay, sikubonile ungena kwi-ambulance uthe ungahlala ngu-ambulance uye esibhedlele ngoba I'm sure ifuna usititshwa loo ntloko yakho.
No, bathi the right man andiphume ngaphandle.
Okay. Usezoqhubekeka kule protest kule meko ukuyo?
Ngizolwa apha. Ngizolwa soprotector apha kule ndawo. Soprotector apha kule ndawo. Ngizogqiba kule ndawo. Andindawo apha. Yeah.
Now that EFF supporter remaining defiant is actually been pushed away here not to speak to the media. But he told us earlier on that he sustained his injuries after he was shot by a police officer with a rubber bullet. I asked him as to why he didn't remain in the police van, in that ambulance, given that he was in that ambulance and he needed to have stitches in his head. He said he's fine because he is here to fight and he's going to continue his fight.